From the headlines that move us
to the plays on the field and the people making a difference.
It's news, sports, stories, and the people that keep our community alive.
This is the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
I'm Christopher Ingram.
And I'm Sarina Fazan. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
Sarina, welcome back to America.
Oh, thank you so much, Christopher.
All right, we're going to talk about your Paris trip. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what else we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about everything that's been going on in Minneapolis, including what the president has said and what these demonstrators have been saying, and obviously what has happened, which you're all well aware of. We're also going to talk about Ilhan Omar, the very controversial congresswoman from Minnesota, and that she was attacked by someone, a constituent or some other deranged individual in her town hall meeting the other day. And also this door kick challenge.
Oh my
Have you heard
goodness.
about that?
Yes, gosh.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
We're going to fill you in on what that is. And then also...
we have lots of football to talk about, right? We have to talk about Belichick, of course.
Absolutely.
You know,
getting
we've got
the snub.
Oh my goodness. I think maybe the first time,
right?
Right.
It's crazy. We'll talk
Super
about
Bowl,
that.
of course. We've got, and then of course, Gasparilla.
Gasparilla.
Yeah, so we have lots of fun stuff.
All right, so let's start off with you and being in your favorite city in the world. Is it fair to say that?
Well, okay, I'm not sure, but it is amongst my favorite city because it's all about fashion.
And fashion.
I mean, you know,
love.
And love. I just love everything about love. I'm obsessed with love. So I just loved being there. And what was so cool, we were invited by one of Ted's closest friends.
Ted is your boyfriend.
Yes. Also Christopher. His name is Christopher. Christopher Hatton. He and his wife invited us there. They decided to retire from Tampa and live in Paris for a year.
Oh, very
cool. So he's very, engineer, also Buccaneer Fan of the Year of 2023. So, of course, we went to many places, and our sweet Alessia has been posting, every single day. Yes, our production assistant every day. So if you want to check out my Instagram. But I walked in, and Alessia laughed. Like, I can see the laugh on the text. I walk into this mall. We're showing you the mall.
Like a shopping mall.
Yes.
Okay. In Paris.
I love International Plaza. This mall, on steroids, though.
All right, we're taking a little. Let's roll a little video of it.
Yes, it's so. Oh my God! I mean, I was just.
Did you leave your American Express card in the suitcase at the hotel or wherever you were staying? Because you and the mall, we know what kind of damage you can do, right?
You've been there with me before.
I have been there with you.
Yes, I did.
You did. So you didn't buy anything at the mall?
I did not buy anything.
It was beautiful.
I know,
the mall was beautiful.
It's so beautiful. But for you, I'm always working, and I thought I needed to take this opportunity to do a very special segment for the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
Very cool. Yes, you're always working.
Yes.
So
should we watch it?
Our international correspondent, Sarina Fazan, not live, but recorded from Paris. Let's take a look.
Okay, guys, now I'm at the very top of the mall with my dear friend Samantha Hatton. Yes, look how fashionable she is.
Thank you.
Samantha, okay, what are we looking at?
Okay, we're at the top of the Galeries Lafayette, the rooftop. And so we can see the Arc de Triomphe there.
Wow.
And then it goes over to the Eiffel Tower. And I don't know if you can see the gold dome of the Invalides. That's part of the 7th arrondissement. And then we're standing here in front of the l'Opéra. And then we can look over in the back. You can kind of see the outline of, looks like the White House potentially, or the Capitol building. That's actually the Pantheon in the 5th.
This is amazing. Okay, so now you have chosen to live here for a year.
For a year, yeah.
With your wonderful husband, Christopher Hatton.
Yes.
Who happens to be, by the way, a former Buccaneer Fan of the Year.
Yes.
He's always a Buccaneer fan, but he was the official Buccaneer Fan of the Year.
2023.
So, but let's talk about you a little bit, Samantha. Okay. You are starting a podcast.
Yes, I guess. Yeah, that's what it would be, on YouTube.
And share a little bit about your podcast.
Okay. Well, it's really just a lot in the beginning of the actual details of moving your life from the United States to France, because there are a lot of details, just moving of suitcases to getting visas to dealing with taxes, estate ramifications, things of that nature. Even if it's for a year, you might think you're a tourist, but France considers you a tax resident.
Wow.
So there's a lot of details with that. And then just the settling in here, and then it'll be really start to document. At this point, it's going to start to document more of like our day-to-day activities, and then a lot of the traveling that we're doing.
Wow. Okay. So on the record, of course, you're one to be admired.
Oh, thank you.
And so I want to feature you this. We're talking on the Heartbeat of Tampa Bay, my new show. So for people out there, how would they find your podcast?
Oh, they can actually just go to YouTube, and it's Sam I Am Hatton.
Sam, I am Hatton.
Yes.
That's adorable. Okay, we'll spell that to make sure that we have it.
Yeah.
And would you encourage people to, move out of the States, live somewhere else for a year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about having the opportunity to learn new things. Just the process itself takes, some time to make sure you do it right. But then the opportunity really to just get out of your own environment and to learn about other people, other cultures, other governments. It broadens the horizon, gives you an opportunity to have a less judgment perspective. You get to see how other people live, and you get to see other ways to do things, and it makes me think, even more about how we can have an impact in our own community when we get back to the United States.
Well, you know what, you're amazing, and I would also say on the record, maybe you can also start a fashion blog.
Wow, you're so sweet.
It's true. Hey, Christopher Hatton, just walk in here just for a quick hello.
Cameo appearance.
Buccaneer always fan,
Always
right?
fan, yes, from day one.
From day one. Well, we're going to do an interview with you a little bit later on too. Thank you so much, the two of you, for so graciously hosting us.
You guys could join us.
Oh my gosh.
Many more things to come.
We love Paris.
Au revoir.
I have to say, thank you for calling me an international correspondent. That was so cool. But you just saw the other Christopher. So that's the other Christopher, again, Buccaneer Fan of the Year, and his beautiful wife, Samantha, with her new YouTube. And it was just really fun.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
You ready to go back?
Of course.
Of course.
Anytime.
If you could go to any city in the world, where would it be?
Oh, gosh, that's such a great question. I've never been to Switzerland.
Okay.
I know that's a country, of course, but I think that would be a dream for me to go to Switzerland. How about you?
I really want to go to Egypt and see the pyramids and stuff. That's probably on the top of my list. That's a country, obviously. But Cairo. I mean, I've heard terrible things about Cairo per se, but I would definitely like to go see the pyramids.
I know, that would be amazing. Maybe we put that out in the universe.
Favorite city I've ever been to is Salzburg, Austria. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's stunning.
I've never been there. One of my favorites of all time, though, is Prague.
Yes, Prague is beautiful. I've been twice. It is gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
You feel like you're stepping back into time.
It really is. It's
really
timeless.
And to be so blessed to be able to travel. It's
we are.
such a gift.
Okay, so a lot of heavy stuff happening up in Minnesota. We had these two individuals, Ms. Good and Mr. Preddy, who were killed at the hands of Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. And I have, we all have our takes on this, right? The president came out and he said a couple days ago, he said, look, he shouldn't have been there with a gun. I agree with him. Now, Trump has taken a little bit of flack from the NRA because they're very sensitive, like, whoa, well, now you're saying that it's not okay to carry a gun. No, I don't think that's what the president was saying. I think what the president was saying was the exact same thing that I thought about, which is this guy. Now, we don't know all the results of the investigation, but from the videos that I've seen, it does not look like to me, as a casual observer, Monday morning quarterbacking, having all the information that we have right now, not being the law enforcement officer there in the cold weather with people who are antagonizing them, a guy with a gun who has already antagonized them and interfered with law enforcement. We don't have the benefit of knowing all this. We're in the midst, the cops are in the midst of it. So they end up shooting the guy. I think what Trump was saying is what I thought, which is if he had not gone to this event, this protest, the couch as a peaceful protest, why in the hell do you show up with the gun? You don't go to a peaceful protest with the gun. He wasn't telling the NRA or its folks that he doesn't support the right to carry a gun. I think the president was saying he shouldn't have been there with the gun. If it's a peaceful protest, and if you're injecting yourself, and if you're doing it in a level that this guy did, where he was absolutely violating the law by interfering with law enforcement, I don't think the guy deserved to die. And from my casual observation, it looks like maybe ICE made a mistake. But he would have been alive today if he had not made the very foolish, ignorant, dumbass decision to take a loaded weapon to a protest that has not been peaceful over the previous couple of weeks. He would be alive today.
There's been so much tension, of course, over there. And, as I've shared with you in the past and on this show, I feel it's so sad. There is, though, to be a law enforcement, no matter how you feel on any issue, whether you believe in the issue, whether you don't believe in the issue, and people may be mad at me, but there needs to be a level of respect for law enforcement officers. And that is, for me personally, that is what is so heartbreaking. Like, I would be so afraid if my child said to me, if Sammy said to me, Mom, I want to be a cop. Where years and years ago, it was such a...
People had respect for cops.
Yeah, so that's what... Again, don't we all wish we could live in a world where everybody gets along?
Yeah,
but
well.
what about a little respect?
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I have long lamented that most of the people that make national headlines at the hands of police doing something that results in their tragic death, every single time it involves somebody who made a very harebrained decision about how they were going to conduct themselves that day. For most people, if you're not making dumb decisions, you're not going to be at the hands of law enforcement. Therefore, you don't have to worry about, hey, I might end up dead. But most of these times, these people are involved in activities that are, very inflammatory. They're being aggressive. They're being violent. They're being, acting in a way that is not normal. I'm thinking about George Floyd, countless others. And if you just stay out of trouble, you don't have to worry about interactions with the cops, and then you don't have to worry about you might get beat up or shot. Now, again, I'm not excusing the police when they make a wrong decision, but I think there's a lot more that goes into these cases than we see as Monday morning quarterbacks. And ultimately, at the end of the day, just like George Floyd, this guy, Mr. Petty, the woman, Ms. Good, had they made different decisions that day and not been breaking the law, they would all be alive.
There's just so much tension and separation right now, and that's sad to see. I hope for our generation and for our kids that the climate, I can't help it. This is where I come from, right? Too, and I know you do. The climate improves.
Yeah, it needs to. It needs to. You're so good at being Switzerland.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just.
I love you. You're amazing.
Oh my God.
Calm down, Chris.
No, I really, really appreciate the insight and the honesty that you share your opinion. And listen, you're excellent at what you do, and politics is your background.
Well,
on a national level, you've talked about politics, I mean, for years. So it's wonderful to have a refreshing view, and everybody should be able to speak on how they feel.
They should. They really should.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are very reluctant to express themselves that way. So, well, thank you. But and you're great too, and you keep me balanced. That's why we do something
Love
like
fest
that.
here. But there is a lot of tension coming out of that.
There is, and one of the, I want to call them agitators on the left is this mayor of Minneapolis. We're going to take a quick listen to the video. He was on the nightly news the other night. Let's roll that and listen to what he has to say about we're not going to enforce federal immigration laws.
Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry today. In a statement, Mayor Fry said, "I also made it clear that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws, and that we will remain focused on keeping our neighbors and streets safe."
Okay, so that's the mayor of Minneapolis saying we as a city that employ law enforcement officers are not going to assist in the enforcement of federal immigration laws.
So to me, it's just, again, I think it just goes back to what I said about like law enforcement. It's a law,
right?
Aren't you supposed to obey the law
and help and enforce the law and give support to other law enforcement? Now, Trump has said that he is going to de-escalate a little bit. He's going to withdraw some of the ICE agents that are in Minnesota doing a great job. Look, here's what the left doesn't like. They're up there doing the country's business by arresting people who are here illegally, many of them with criminal records who need to be deported and sent back to their country of origin and spend the rest of their lives in jail. Just because you don't agree with a federal law doesn't give you the right to go out there and try to impede them from doing their job, which is legal, and that is part of the laws that are on the books of our nation. If you don't like the policy, change the law, change the politicians. Look, Trump won. The country clearly sent a message a year and a half ago when they elected Trump for the second time that we want our borders enforced. And if by the very act of crossing our border is an illegal activity, when you first step foot here, you are an illegal immigrant. Now, does that rise to the level of you need to spend the rest of your life in jail? No, but we're going to send you back to your country of origin and let you come back and do it the legal way like hundreds of thousands of people do. who are waiting in line, paying their fees, taking the time to fill out the paperwork to get to this country legally. We welcome, as Republicans, I think I speak for Republicans across the country, we welcome legal immigrants into this country. We need them. It's the illegal part. And just because Democrats don't like the fact that, you know, we're picking on these people and they're poor and they have a sad story, look, sorry, they still need to follow the letter of the law. We are a country of laws. And when we lose the rule of law, we have anarchy, and nobody wants that.
Clearly, I mean, you know, you've put on the record, right? You're a Republican.
Yeah.
I'm a registered independent. You know, so that's. But the simplicity of it, and it's a very serious, complicated issue. But it boils down to a law, though, right? So whether, for me personally, you don't break laws. Like, you know, you're not supposed to steal. So,
right.
you know, you don't go into a store and steal.
Just because you're hungry doesn't give you a right to steal.
Right, it doesn't give you. So it's for me, and when I say putting it simplistically, and you know, English is my fifth language, so I get a little confused if I explain things.
You're great.
No, well, thank you. But you know, like if I'm not explaining it correctly.
No, you're great.
But when you have a mayor then saying, okay, we're not going to follow the law, as you said, I mean, that just spreads discord.
Right, it totally does.
You know?
And it's dishonest, it's disingenuous, it is not helpful. It is sending a message to his constituents, the people on the left that think that, okay, it's fine for me to go out there and impede law enforcement and basically have anarchy on our streets, and it's shameful. And he and the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, should be disgraced for their behavior.
It's confusing to everybody, you know?
It is. Okay, now, I do try to maintain some level of objectivity in my observations. I'm not perfect, but I do try. Ilhan Omar,
wow,
Congresswoman from Minnesota.
That video.
She is not my favorite person in the world, but I will say, I saw this video, we're going to show it in just a second, of her being attacked by someone at her town hall meeting, and I wouldn't mess with her in an alleyway. Because if you watch this video closely, this guy comes up, he squirts something on her, and then after security kind of grabs him, she kind of walks toward him, and she acts like she's getting ready to punch him, raises her hand with the fist. And I'm thinking, you know, as much as I don't really like her and her policies, she's the kind of girl that you might actually want to be on your side in a foxhole or in an alleyway. And I know a lot of my conservative friends are going to give me a lot of crap for saying that. But if you're objective and if you watch this video, you will see it. Let's take a look.
So Omar was sprayed by some kind of substance while calling on Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to resign and for ICE to be abolished. Now,
well, you know, as you said earlier, you know, pointed out honestly that she's not one of your favorite people, right? But what respect anybody, I think. I mean, who wouldn't be scared out of their mind
right.
if somebody does that?
And who knows? She don't know what it is or...
at all, right? And she comes out with her. I mean, it's like wow,
yeah.
You know, fearless.
You got to give her credit.
Yes,
you got to give her credit.
100%. 100%.
Okay, moving on to a different, lighter but kind of crazy subject.
Oh.
Have you heard about this?
What the door?
The door kick challenge.
Yes, crazy. So of course we're going to talk, but when anything like a challenge like that goes viral
on the internet, yeah,
and people are engaging in it, look at the consequences it led to.
You know, again, like we were talking about earlier, consequences have actions. Your decisions have actions. There are going to be repercussions for those actions. So the door kick challenge is these kids, it's mostly teenagers, probably mostly teenage boys. They go, it's kind of a version of the old ding dong ditch game that a lot of us used to play when we were children in the 70s and 80s. You go and you knock on a door and then you run and you know, the person gets there and there's nobody there, right? You know, when you're 14, that's funny, right? You laugh, ha, no harm, no foul. The ding dong ditch version today, which is the door kick challenge, these kids go and they kick the door in. They don't just ring the doorbell. They ring the doorbell, then they kick the door in, and then they run away. And the result of one kid in Volusia County, Florida, having done this, the person's dog, little, tiny dog, got out and then got run over and hit by a car. The neighbors had some video, saw what had happened, that these kids did this, and they tracked down the boy who did it. He's 14 years old, and now he is facing criminal mischief and a burglary charge, and they might file charges against him for the death of the dog as well. just being stupid.
I know, and you look at all the circumstances, though. They literally kicked the door, right? And I'm so sad about the dog, of course. I mean, but what if it was a child that had run out?
Right.
Or what if the homeowner, stand your ground laws in Florida, had a gun? You know?
Right.
I
then
mean,
the kid ends up dead.
Right. So, I mean, there are so many things.
Or it could have been an elderly person standing by the door.
Could
when
have had
they
a
kick
heart
the door
attack.
in, they knock him down, they break a leg, they have a heart attack. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. It's like, come on. I mean, why engage in something like that?
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the mind of a teenage boy, right? Let's just start with that, right? We're not that smart when we're teenage boys and when we're 14. But just have some common sense and some basic respect for civility and your fellow human being.
If they're, I mean, hopefully people learned a lesson from it,
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's
hope.
Okay, another lighter subject?
Yeah, so, well, I don't know how light this is. Bill Belichick. Ooh, boy. Okay, so, yeah, he got outvoted or not voted in.
He got snubbed.
He got
snubbed in the Hall of Fame vote.
And this is the guy with the most Super Bowl wins, right?
Crazy. 8. He's been a part of 8 teams.
So he, most as a head coach is 6. Most playoffs as a head coach, I think it's 31, because we took some notes down.
Most playoff wins as a head coach, 31. That's 31. Amazing.
Most division champions, 17 times.
Unbelievable.
Right, and 3-time coach of the year.
And he got snubbed by the people who vote. This was his first year of eligibility. You have to be out of football for 5 years before you can be eligible to be voted in the Hall of Fame. And I think you need 40 votes to get in, and he didn't get 40.
Okay, so
why?
Yeah, so we bring up things like
young ladies.
Yeah, so I know people are bringing up other things like, Deflategate and Spygate and all this. But what about the 24-year-old girlfriend? Do you think that had anything to do,
I don't know. I think it possibly did, right? These people are human.
They say
right?
it does. They say
it didn't. But I think you can't argue that had something to do it, at least subconsciously in the back of people's minds, that here you have this 74-year-old man. He's very successful in football. I guess he divorces his wife and,
a beautiful wife,
beautiful wife.
Of 3 decades.
And then years later, he decides to hook up with a 24-year-old girl. I mean, I told you during a break, we were talking about this earlier, I'm sure she's beautiful. I'm sure the sex is great. But after you're done just admiring her for her beauty and having great sex, if he can at 74, I don't know. What in the hell do you talk about?
Right.
As on a intimate relationship, I am married to this woman kind of standpoint that makes you feel like you're a good, decent person, right? I mean, I could talk to a 24-year-old girl when I'm 74, but not like I would my girlfriend.
So I know a lot of people could get upset with this, right? And age has no, when it comes to love. But what I will say, would the 24-year-old be dating Belichick if he was a librarian?
No, hell no.
Right, it comes down to the. I always say to Ted, it comes down to the Gucci belt.
Yeah,
right.
Or
whatever
the Gucci. Yeah,
and, it's to me, for just my personal thoughts. Yes, as we all know, I'm in love with love. I believe in love. But what is, if you're in love with someone and the age difference is so vast, would you still be dating that person if they were I know.
Sarina,
Yes.
He's looking for one thing, and she's looking for one thing. Yeah. She's got what he's looking for, and he's got what she's looking for. We're all adults here. We don't have to say what these things are, but we all know what Bill Belichick is looking for, and we all know what his 24-year-old bride is looking for.
So when I say, should we be critical? Should we not be critical?
Yeah.
It's
and to the question at hand, should that be a factor in the voting for whether or not this guy, who is arguably one of the absolute best head coaches in NFL history, should be denied the opportunity to be selected to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Well, again, they are saying that it didn't have anything to do with it. But the other, the other things about Deflategate and Spygate, I mean, I think those, honestly, yes. I mean, arguably, 100%. Look at everything he's done. Yeah. But those were very serious too, and.
However, and I was not, look, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I did not like the New England Patriots ever. My two favorite teams are Miami and whoever's playing New England. But if they had thought that this was a serious enough issue that at some future point he would be denied the opportunity to be selected in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, why did the NFL discipline him or do something more serious when these issues came up? If he's not worthy of being selected into the Hall of Fame, he's not worthy of being a head coach any longer.
You know what? You bring up a great point. That is a great point. And maybe, of course, the team is a winning team. I mean, they are who they are, and it perhaps should have been handled more harshly at that time.
And I have a theory as to why they didn't handle it more harshly at that time is because the NFL is a business.
It is a business.
And as long as Bill Belichick was part of the NFL and helping contribute to the billions and billions of dollars that the NFL collects from its fans every year, they weren't going to do anything to him. Money talks and BS walks.
Well, wow. Yeah, and the NFL, clearly huge business. And listen, you and I love the NFL.
Yeah.
All the joy that people...
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like watching a football game, there's nothing more fun than that on a Sunday afternoon, right?
And how much fun was it during, and thank you so much, because of course I was away and you were giving me updates, which I loved.
Right, when you were in Paris.
Yes, when I was in Paris.
I was taking video and sending you the video on text.
I cannot even tell you how appreciative I was of that, because we're trying to find it, you can't find it. But wow, what games this weekend.
Your Bears lost. I was rooting for the Bears.
Oh my
gosh. What a great game that was.
That was in an OT.
Oh my
Caleb
gosh,
Williams.
Such a good game.
Man.
So.
With the Broncos this past weekend, I know Sean Payton's got to be kicking himself of not going for that three-pointer at the very, very beginning. Yep. Very happy for Drake May, though, the second youngest quarterback behind Dan Marino to get into the Super Bowl. But talk about those weather conditions. That was crazy.
Oh, it was nuts. It came on so fast.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah. And then, of course, go ahead. I need to let you speak.
No, you're good.
Seattle,
that's your town right there. Sarina's excited.
Sam Darnold, and of course Sam, my Sammy Sam. And I really I love Matthew Stafford, and I love McVay. He was the youngest coach, But I have to say, I'm from Seattle.
Well, I'm happy for you. I'm going to be rooting for Seattle, so we can be at the same Super Bowl party and we'll get along because it's the Patriots, right? And I just don't like the Patriots.
Well, that's what cracked me up when you said I'm about every single team. That's Miami, and that's playing against the Patriots.
Right,
that's what you said.
So we're on the same team. We got it going on. All right. Gasparilla coming up in Tampa this weekend. What's your Gasparilla vibe?
So, it's debated on whether they say it's the third largest parade, right, in the U.S.
Yeah.
Some people say it isn't. Some people it's an amazing
big
event.
Deal here.
300,000 people. Yeah. It's going to be cold, though.
Yeah, cold and maybe even wet, too.
Yes.
And windy. Miserable outdoors. So would you go venture down to watch the parade this weekend or not?
So, for me, I covered it for so many years. I was in it. I would prefer, personally, I'm content being at home organizing my house. But I can understand so many people, of course, wanting to be there.
You just lost the opportunity to be the Chamber of Commerce spokesperson by saying, I'd rather be home cleaning my closets than at the Gasparilla parade.
No, but I didn't. I just meant to say that my daughter is 18, Sammy, is bringing 6 friends from FSU who have never gone to Gasparilla. Wow. And I'm so excited for them. I guess I'm just saying my weary old bones do not want to be standing in the cold.
Right.
But that's
yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's me.
I don't like big crowds. I had been in Tampa for 20 years before I went to my first Gasparilla parade. And I only went then because back when I was on good terms with Bob Buckhorn, who was the mayor, he would invite me to his tent.
tent,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I would go. I'd take the kids, and we would have a blast. And being on the opposite side of the main, gathering of people and the masses on the other side of the street to watch the parade, it was palpable for me that otherwise wouldn't have. Like standing among those 300,000 people watching the parade, I'm like, no, I'm with you. I'd rather be home cleaning my closet out.
Yeah, but guess what, guys? Don't be surprised if you see a video of Christopher and I in the middle of the parade, because he might be coming with me because we have to keep an eye out on the teenagers.
Right.
So wait for it. Like, I'll be like, here we are.
We'll see. It's really going to boil down to, do I have anything better to do or not? And your power of persuasion.
You went Black Friday shopping with me.
I know.
And
I
you
can't.
said,
I swore I would never do
I
something.
know.
I'd never been Black Friday shopping yet.
So, yeah.
But they know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Every story shared
Adds another heartbeat to Tampa Bay.
from courage to community.
We're so proud to tell the stories that keep our neighborhood strong.
Thanks for watching
The Heartbeat of Tampa Bay.
Fun.
Extra long show because we have not seen each other for a while.
I know.